Hello students, welcome to my channel Biology Foundation. This is part 3 of Unit 4 Health and Hygiene. In previous class we discussed about the factors that affect health, where we discussed about balanced diet, adequate amount of sleep and proper exercising, and we discussed about personal hygiene. In personal hygiene, we discussed in detail about oral hygiene, how we need to take care of our teeth, right? And when I talk about balance, right, we all know that each food item is rich in one particular nutrient. A single food item is not rich in all the nutrients. So that's the reason our food plate must contain food items that are rich in all the nutrients, and this must be like these nutrients must be taken in appropriate proportion so that we meet the requirements of our body. And the amount of nutrients that are required by our body depends on our age, gender, and the type of work we do, right? And we also discussed not just eating balanced diet, but also our body needs movement. Why is this movement crucial or essential for our body? So that there is uh, strength for the muscles, and your heart, uh, and lungs, internal organs, they perform their function efficiently. Basically your heart rate, or the heartbeat, occurs normally, not too high or too low when you do proper exercise. And even lungs, the functioning of lungs occurs efficiently. There will be proper contraction and relaxation of lungs. And even mind gets relaxed when there is exercising or when there is some movement. Why? Because blood flows efficiently through all parts of our body. So exercising must be done, or some form of yoga must be done, which keeps our mind at rest and peace. If there is no exercise, then there can result in anxiety, okay, mental anxiety. You feel worried or anxious for every small thing. So it's better to go for a walk or do your favorite activity like swimming, running, something of that sort, okay? And sleep also plays a crucial role. It is the time when all your internal organs are at rest, and even your muscles uh, get time for relaxation, okay? Or muscles are at rest. Now when there is proper sleep, then the nervous system, digestive system, and all the internal organs can work very efficiently the next day, right? Otherwise the mind gets irritated, or and if you don't have proper sleep, the next day you can't perform well in your school or wherever it is, okay? Why? Because your mind is dull, it didn't get adequate amount of energy, didn't get adequate amount of rest. So sleep is very crucial, and we have also seen that the time period for sleep differs for babies, for adults, I mean newborn babies, for children and adults, it varies, okay? And coming to personal hygiene, that is personal cleanliness, is also very very important. We have discussed what are some habits which we must imbibe in our day to day lifestyle for a proper, for good health or proper health. So it's very important that we wear uh, washed clothes and washed undergarments always. After brushing our teeth, it's very important that we wash our eyes with clean water, and before having meals and after having meals, wash your hands properly, right? We discussed about this. I'm just again recapitulating. And we also discussed how you need to have all your meals, that is breakfast, lunch, snacks, and dinner, without skipping any meal, okay? Especially breakfast, because the time between your dinner the before day and breakfast is around like 12 hours, or I would say 7 to 8 hours. So it's very important that you have your breakfast so that your brain is energized and you can perform efficiently. Next, bathing is must daily, morning and in the evening. And after having your food, it's very important to rinse your mouth 6 to 7 times so that any food particles that get stuck are removed. Otherwise what happens, those food particles get stuck, bacteria acts on them, bacteria, it breaks the food and releases acid. What does the acid do? Acid causes cavities, or the acid which is formed inside the teeth, it makes holes inside the teeth, as a result of which the teeth might fall. Trimming of nails is very very important, because nails are the hiding places for most of the microorganisms or the disease causing pathogens. So trimming your nails once a week is must. Sleeping on time, Daily, it's very important that you sleep at one specific time. If you are sleeping today at 8:30 or 9, and tomorrow also it should be the same time, then there will be, your body gets adapted to it, and immediately you will fall asleep around 8:30 or 9, and next day you can wake up early and your day remains fresh. And one more important thing is, it's very important to clear your bowels daily in the morning. So therefore, your food must be rich in fiber and water. Otherwise, what happens? So if you're not uh, if you're not, if your body is not removing the waste out of it, then it leads to constipation. Okay, and say no to alcohol and tobacco, because these are very harmful substances which can eventually deteriorate your health. So never ever we should actually touch those substances. So we have to be far from it. And these alcoholic and tobacco substances, once you get into them, then the person gets addicted, and they will spoil their lives by themselves. So in order to lead a healthy life, it's very important that we follow all these habits or incorporate these habits regularly. Okay, and in detail, I have discussed about oral hygiene. First, why should I keep my teeth healthy? That's because teeth are basically the structures which help us to chew our food, which help in breaking down my food into bites and pieces. So teeth are very important, and we have four types of teeth. That is incisors, canines, molars, and premolars. Okay, we have four incisors, two canines, four molars, and six premolars on the upper jaw. That means four plus two plus, like, four incisors, two canines, four molars, six premolars. 16 in the upper jaw, and in the lower jaw 16. Total 32 permanent teeth every adult has. But a child usually has 20 milk teeth. These milk teeth, they fall and they get replaced by permanent teeth. Now, we know that teeth help us in chewing our food, right? So it's very important that we take care of our teeth properly. By what should we do? We have to brush our teeth daily, twice a day, early in the morning and going before going to bed. It's advisable to brush your teeth. Okay, if teeth are not taken proper care, then what happens? If you don't rinse your mouth properly, or if you're not brushing properly, then food particles get stuck in the teeth and bacteria act on them, and acid formation takes place, and you can see this acid forms holes in the teeth. Eventually, these are called cavities or tooth decay. And as the hole increases in its size, bacteria goes inside the teeth, it goes inside the teeth and causes the teeth to fall. Okay, so it's very important that we brush our teeth properly. And one more thing is, can you see this yellowing of teeth? What is this yellowing of teeth called? Plaque formation. What is plaque? It is a layer which is formed by food, salts, and bacteria. So if you're not brushing your teeth properly, the food gets remained on the teeth, as a result of which bacteria come and act on them. And you can see the yellowing of teeth is your plaque. Okay, and teeth, or if you see the structure of the tooth here, it has three parts: crown, neck, and the root. Okay, so basically the crown is the exposed part of the tooth which you can see, and root is something which gets embedded inside the gum. It is present deep inside the gum. You can't actually see the root part unless and until, if your teeth has usually when you were small, your milk teeth, they fall down, right? So then you can actually see the entire structure. But basically the root part of the teeth is embedded in the gums, and the exposed part is known as the crown, and the part which is linking the crown and the root is the neck portion. Okay, and I forgot to mention one point in the previous class. There is a hard layer around the teeth which is known as enamel. Okay, and below the like the white layer which is present on the teeth, it is the hardest substance, it is called enamel. And below the enamel you have one more layer which is called dentine. Okay, now for example, if you're not brushing your teeth, what happens? Food particles get stuck, right? Now once food particles are stuck, who will come? Bacteria starts coming. Now let's assume there are bacteria, many bacteria, which colonize the teeth. What do bacteria do? They act on the food and release acids. What do these acids do? They form a hole. When they are forming a hole, they actually basically damage your enamel. And if you're not still taking care of it, okay, taking care of your tooth, then this infection further progresses. Your bacteria goes inside, damages even the dentine, then it goes even deep inside the tooth, and your gums start bleeding. Bleeding of gums is seen. Okay, so it's very important that when you get tooth pain, that means there are chances that there are some cavities in your mouth. Okay, so you have to visit the dentist. Okay, so what are the tips that you need to take for good oral hygiene? Brush your teeth twice a day, early in the morning and in the before going to bed. Eat vegetables and fruits properly, which act as scrub to the teeth and remove that any depositions or plaque formations. Okay, drink milk because uh, that helps for strengthening the teeth. Say no to chocolates or sticky items. Eat fruits. Okay, so basically this is completely about oral hygiene. What is tooth, its structure, and what happens if our teeth are not taken proper care, and what tips should one follow in order to maintain proper oral hygiene. Okay, so this is a part of personal hygiene. The next part is eye care. Okay, we try to understand, it's very important that eyes are sensitive and delicate organs. Okay, and what are eyes? They are sense organs which help us to see the beautiful world, right, the nature around us. And it's quite important that we take proper care of our eyes. Now, if you see, eyes are uh, covered by eyelids. We have eyelids, you can see here, and you also have eyelashes. This is your eyelid, right? And these are eyelashes. And where are eyes present? They are present inside skull bones, which are in socket form. Can you see? Inside these skull bones, basically eyes are present. They are located in the skull bones, which are socket in shape. If you see the structure of the eye is internally protected by a layer which is known as, there is a layer which protects the eye internally. That layer you call it as cornea. Okay, and what is pupil? This is pupil. Inside, can you see a structure, black color structure? That's called pupil. Okay, and you have lens, obviously a normal eye lens, so that you can clearly, when light falls on a particular object, that gets reflected back and hits on the lens, and you can see the object. Okay, you will study about it later in your classes, as how actually you are able to see the world around you. But try to understand that internally our eye is protected by a layer called cornea, and there is a inner layer present above the uh, upper eyelid, which is known as conjunctiva. Okay, so cornea is the layer which is present internally surrounding the eye. That's cornea, and there is a transparent layer above your upper eyelid, which is known as conjunctiva. Okay, and what is the function of eyelid or eyelashes? They see that dust and dirt won't go into your eye, and we have a natural reflex that anything comes into our eyes, immediately our eyelids close. Okay, that's a natural reflex. If suddenly someone points their finger to your eyes, immediately your eyes shut. Okay, they close. That's an immediate or natural reflex that our eyes show. And what is the function of eyelids and eyelashes? They basically protect our eyes from dirt and dust. Now, so we can see the world around us. Eyes are, and they are delicate organs, so it's quite important we take proper care. And now in the present situation, where after COVID, post COVID, we all know that uh, most of your classes go uh, like, even in school it's digitalized. You have digital classrooms, or even when there is homework or something, you open your tab or you ask for your mom's or father's mobile. And even for relaxation, you either watch mobile or play video games, right? So everything you, like, from morning till the evening or till night, there are times where you use these devices like mobile, tab. So obviously your eye gets strained, so it's very important that you have to take certain tips so that your eyes won't get damaged. Why? Because throughout your life you have only these two eyes, right? It's very important that you have to take care of it. So first important thing is never read in dim light. Okay, when you are reading or doing your homework or preparing for an exam, wherever you are studying, okay, see that the room is properly ventilated, and then what happens, there won't be any strain for your eye. If you are reading in a dim room like this where light is not proper, then what happens, you can see here, right, the boy is studying in a very uh, in a room where there is no proper ventilation or light, in a dim room. Then what happens, your eyes have to put more pressure or strain to see or study what the letters and all. So in order to prevent that strain to your eyes, it's better to always read or study in a ventilated room. Second thing is the distance between the book and the eye. Minimum it should be 25 to 30 centimeters. You shouldn't keep your book too near to you or even too far. Like maybe you might have heard your parents saying, move away from the TV screen, watch it from a distance, right? That's because if you watch too closer to the TV screen, then there are high chances that you might get spectacles. Your eyesight gets damaged. If you watch too far also, then you're putting more strain for the eye. So you have to see it from a proper distance. Nextly, you have to always wash your eyes early in the morning. Okay, there are certain particles that get deposited near the tip of your eyes. So, to clean all those particles, it's important that early morning after brushing your teeth, you have to wash your face and clean your eyes with water. One more important thing is many people do this, even adults. When there is dirt or dust that entered your eye, immediately you start rubbing your eyes. That shouldn't be done at all. Okay, and when you rub your eyes, you are basically damaging your cornea. Instead, what you have to do when there is dirt or dust, something fell into your eye, immediately clean your eye with water. Don't use any chemicals, only water. Just clean your eye with water, and if the problem still persists, you can visit a doctor. Okay, so it's very important that you should never rub your eyes, because rubbing your eyes can in turn cause damage to the cornea. Okay, and one more thing is, so first thing is, you should never study in dim light. There should be proper distance between book and your eyes. Wash your eyes with fresh water. Don't rub your eyes as it damages the cornea. Fifth thing, never look at direct sunlight using your eyes, like with your eyes. To like never see sun with direct eyes, as it can damage the cornea and the lens. Okay, so it's very important that you use sunglasses or goggles. Okay, and if you have a problem in your eyesight, like for example you are sitting in fifth bench or fourth bench in your class, and you could actually see the board clearly, but these days you are not able to clearly see the board. Okay, maybe that's because you have developed eyesight or your vision is poor. So instead of hesitating, it's better you consult the eye doctor. Eye doctor is also known as ophthalmologist. Okay, or the eye doctor. Visit the eye doctor, then they'll let you know what's the problem, and if you need glasses, then you can use the glasses. And you should never hesitate or feel shy to use glasses. Okay, using the glasses, you're able to see the world more clearly, right? So just visit the doctor, tell your problem, and he or she will give you the eyeglasses if needed. Okay, so visit ophthalmologist if you have poor vision, or if something went into your eye and you are feeling irritated or itching, then also you have to visit the eye doctor. Seventh, next point is eat vitamin A rich food. Okay, I told you there are different types of vitamins: vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, right? Vitamin C, vitamin P. There are different vitamins, and if there is deficiency of vitamin A, that means if you're not eating foods which are rich in vitamins, if there's deficiency of vitamin A, then the person develops night blindness. What is night blindness? During the day, that person can see the world clearly, but during the night time, they can't see the objects. Okay, that is night blindness. So deficiency of vitamin A leads to night blindness. So it's very important that you eat vitamin A rich food, like carrots, tomatoes, green leafy vegetables must be consumed, must be taken in your diet. So these are the tips that you need to follow for proper eye care. Now here you can see a picture of eye which is highly reddened. Okay, reddening of eye. Okay, now what is this condition known as? It is called conjunctivitis. Okay, what is conjunctivitis? I told you earlier that there is a layer which is present in internally, above the upper eyelid, which is known as conjunctiva. Okay, sometimes in some due to bacterial infection, this conjunctiva it gets swollen. Okay, swelling occurs. Swelling of conjunctiva causes conjunctivitis. What is conjunctivitis? In conjunctivitis, the eye looks very red, as you can see here, and the person feels irritating and also wants to rub the eyes because he's feeling he or she might feel the eye to be very itchy. And this conjunctivitis is an infectious disease. If a person, if having conjunctivitis, is using a towel or something to rub his eye, and if another person uses the same towel, then there are high chances that the other person also gets conjunctivitis. Okay, and what are the symptoms of this conjunctivitis? Reddening of your eye, and the person feels itchy and irritating, and there is watery fluid that starts coming out of their eye. Okay, they have slightly teary eyes where there is a water droplet that keeps secreting from the eye. Okay, so it's, what do these people do? Usually they go to the doctor, ophthalmologist, he gives certain eye drops, and once they take eye drops, immediately the person gets relieved from the condition. But a person who is having conjunctivitis, people usually say don't use the objects which are used by that person. There are high chances that the healthy person or the person not having the conjunctivitis can also develop, because it's a bacterial infection, or it can either be caused by bacteria or virus. Okay, so since it's a bacterial viral infection which is causing swelling of the conjunctiva, people usually say to stay away from people, or not directly look at them. Okay, I mean, not directly use the objects which are used by them. Okay, so these are certain tips. And why should we take care of our eyes? They help us to view the world, see the world, beautiful world around us. Next is hair care. Okay, first we talked about oral hygiene, why it's very important to take care of our teeth. Second, about eyes. Next is hair care. Okay, if you know, hair is made up of a special protein known as keratin. Okay, hair, it is made up of protein molecule, and the protein which is present in hair, it is called keratin. Okay, and hair is a dead tissue. Okay, now try to understand, the if you see here in this picture, the hair portion that you are able to see, that is called shaft. Okay, hair shaft. Okay, and the part which is rooted in your scalp, it is known as root, hair root. Okay, I hope you all know we have scalp, right? And the hair that you are seeing on your head, that part is called shaft. And the root part, which is present inside the scalp, okay, that is hair root. Okay, it is present inside the scalp. Now, shaft is a dead tissue, root is living. Okay, that's why hair grows from the root. That's the reason people say apply oil to your scalp more, because in that way you're providing nutrients to the hair roots. Okay, now, hair care is also very important. If you won't eat food, which is, I told you, hair is made up of what? Proteins, right? It is made up of a protein known as keratin. That means what? Your food must be rich in proteins so that your hair can grow properly. Your hair can be long, shiny. Okay, if you eat protein rich food. If your food is lacking proteins, then what happens? Can you see here? The girl is having a dull hair, and hair loss also happens if your food doesn't have protein in it. If you're eating uh, protein sorry, if you're eating diet or food with all the other nutrients but not proteins, if your food plate is not having enough amount of proteins, then you can see that your hair becomes dull, it's not very shiny, and the other thing is you start losing more hair. So it's very important that you eat food which is rich in something like this. Like, you can take dry fruits, mostly like sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, blackberries, avocados, sweet potatoes. Okay, ginger, carrots, they help in. And protein rich food like tofu, paneer, or fish, meat, these can be consumed so that your hair can grow long and it is shiny. Okay, if your food is not having proper amount of protein in it, then your hair looks dull, and also you eventually there is hair loss. And the part of the hair that is exposed, that can be seen on the head, that is the shaft, and the part which is present inside the scalp, it is called the root part. Okay, now what are the tips for healthy hair? First thing is, always you need to comb your hair regularly, daily, not regularly, I mean daily you have to comb your hair. Why is that? That's because by combing you will remove the dust which gets accumulated. Like, you travel to places, or for example, early in the morning when you wake up, you go to school. Now during that process, obviously there will be dust on your way, and that gets accumulated in your hair, yes or no? And you go for playing in the evening, the next day there might be much dust in your hair. Therefore, to remove the dust and dirt present in your hair, brushing helps, okay, or combing helps. So you need to comb, or you need to brush your hair regularly. Second important thing is, you should have your own comb, okay. You can't, like, no, entire family shouldn't use the same comb, okay. Every person should use their own comb. Why? Because, for example, if like, let's assume if a girl in a family has head lice on her hair, if the other person is also using the same comb, then there are chances that the other, he or she also might get the head lice on hair, on his or her hair. Like, for example, in a family of five, the sister has head lice on her hair and the whole family is using the same comb, there are high chances that the other members of the family also get the head lice. And these lice, what they do, they suck the blood in your hair. They basically don't allow proper nourishment to the hair root, and thus hair starts, there will be more hair fall, and your hair looks very dull, okay. So you need to use your own comb. Third thing is massaging your hair with proper oil. What happens is, when you massage, when you apply oil, then, or when you massage to your hair, it basically increases blood circulation, as a result of which your roots can get proper nourishment, okay. And when roots get proper nourishment, hair will grow. So it's very important that you massage your hair. Fourthly, if you might have observed that maybe you or some of your friends might have this white flaky substance on their head, that is known as dandruff, okay. Now when you have dandruff on your hair, okay, it's very important that you need to wash your hair with shampoo regularly, maybe twice a week or at least once in a week with shampoo, until your dandruff is completely gone. Otherwise, what happens is, uh, eventually or progressively, if you're neglecting, even if you have dandruff, if you're not washing your hair, not applying any shampoo or proper oil, then uh, there will be hair loss, and your hair health is not proper, okay. So you need to shampoo your hair. Sha- Shampoo your hair either twice a week or once in a week. And if the problem persists, if there are any problems, like you are eating your food properly, if you're taking care of your hair properly, but still there is hair loss, something of that sort, you can go to a dermatologist, or they also call them as trichologist, who take care of your hair. So you can go them and they'll let you know what's the problem, why there is a hair loss. And it's very important that your food must contain all the nutrients in it. It's very very important that the food contains all the nutrients in it, mainly protein rich diet, because hair is made up of a protein called keratin. Only if you provide through your food protein, that keratin molecule can be made by the body, okay. So protein rich food is important for proper hair health. And many a times doctors also say, when you are under stress, or if you are feeling more stress, then also there are chances for hair loss, okay. So instead of being stressful, it's very important that instead of worrying or instead of being stressed, go for a walk or do your favorite thing, play with your friends, share the thing that's making you worried with your friends or with your family members, okay, or with your teachers, whatsoever it is. Talk to someone so that your stress is relieved, and thus the problem is sorted, okay. So when you are under stress, not only there is hair issue, mentally you feel very ill, okay. And one more thing is, never dye your hair, never put any chemicals to your hair, that damages your hair in a long run, okay. So these are the tips that one needs to follow for healthy hair, by, where it includes brushing your hair regularly, that is daily you need to brush your hair, use your own comb, massage your hair for proper blood circulation. If you have any problem with your hair like dandruff or head lice, it's better to shampoo your hair regularly, something like once in a week or twice a week. Eat proper protein rich diet. And if any problems still persist in your hair, better to visit a dermatologist or a trichologist, hair doctor. And dermatologist refers to skin specialist. So if there is any problem in the scalp, they'll let you know. Trichologist means the hair doctor. Okay. And never use dyes or chemicals, because those basically they are harmful chemicals. Okay, so they damage your hair in the long run. Okay, so these are tips that you need to follow for healthy hair. So that ends our topic for today, where uh, we have talked in detail about one particular factor that affects our health, which is personal hygiene. Not only just eating balanced diet or doing exercise and taking rest, we have to maintain proper cleanliness of our body. Okay, it is very important that you need to imbibe those good habits in your lifestyle, in your daily practice, and also see that you maintain proper oral hygiene. That means do proper tips, as I said, brushing your teeth, rinsing your mouth, something of that sort. Oral hygiene, I you need to take care of your eyes. And now presently, in present generation, we know that there is no day where we won't look away from the screen. Obviously our morning starts with mobiles, right, some days. So it's very important that we take proper care of our eyes. Uh, and thirdly, hair also must be taken proper care, where protein rich diet is very important for proper hair growth. And washing your hair, brushing your hair regularly, using your own personal comb are certain tips. And eating protein rich diet mainly is very important for proper hair growth. Okay, if you have any doubts related to this video, please feel free to comment it down below. And if you like my content, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Biology Foundation. And in the next video, let's talk about one more factor that affects our health, that is community hygiene. So we discussed about balanced diet, adequate exercise and sleep, and personal hygiene in detail. In the next class, let's talk about community hygiene. Okay, so enjoy the process of learning. Bye bye, have a good day.